Okay, then I can say Kanjaka.
Thank you.
Okay, sure, we can talk about
That's tough.
Kanjaka.
Thank you. I actually agree with that too. Ken.
Finally,
Thank you.
bro.
Yeah, okay, so the argument is just going to be... we can just start with one thing. Do you agree that Yuta scales to Maharaga?
No.
It's stated at the beginning of chapter 234. Yuta says that he can handle Maharaga and Agito at the same time, which would imply that he at least scales to them, if not being superior.
Why would I accept that what he's saying is accurate to even the fiction?
He should have some type of sufficient basis. He's been watching Maharaga fight this entire fight.
Where are you getting the normativity from?
You said what?
Where are you getting the normativity from?
Okay, can you explain what you mean by the normativity here?
Yeah, you're saying that he should. Presumably, you're going to be saying that on the basis of reasons. I'm just asking, what are those reasons?
Yeah, I said the reasons would be the fact in which that he watched them fight, and then typically via watching someone fight, you can tell someone's strength. We see this plenty of times where people will decipher how strong someone is either by looking at them or by watching them fight. So it seems to be a consistent thing within the verse.
Okay, and why would I grant that just in virtue of watching someone fight, you can get an accurate depiction of their strength? Because obviously it's the case that the person who was watching fight could be underperforming in this sense, such that when he watches them fight, obviously it's the case that they're not fighting at their full strength, right? And if they're not fighting at their full strength, then if you're trying to evaluate their strength just by watching them fight, you're not going to have like a proper picture of like what they're looking at, right? Like you're not going to have a proper picture of the strength level.
Yeah,
so it just seems like you're not actually justifying the position. But in regards to that, like even if it's the case that he has an accurate understanding of how they fight and how strong this character is, right? It doesn't automatically follow that his statement about being able to beat them is one which is true, right? Like he could understand how strong they are, right? And still not be able to beat them such that the statement there is inaccurate, right? So this doesn't do anything for your position, by the way. Like there's several avenues that you have to address now, which is one, why I think that his conceptual characterization of the character fighting is accurate. Two, from that fact, how are you getting to the idea that the statement being made is accurate to the fictional narrative at all? And then the third one is just, even if it is the case that this gives some type of normativity, obviously there's some margin for error such that we don't have to accept these type of defeasible reasoning processes. So that's your three burdens on the table.
Okay, the second thing, or not the second thing, the third thing I think is like completely irrelevant. I agree that there'd be some type of margin for error, but given that it would be more probable, or given the reasons I'll lay out later on to justify what's more probable, obviously, the margin for error isn't that relevant. As to talk about the underperformance thing, that seems to be a deviation from when you talk about someone underperforming, that seems to be something that would be a deviation from the norm. I also don't know why he would randomly be underperforming, unless there's no reason for that.
Deviation from the norm. I don't think people are always fighting at full power, by the way.
That's
like if you're saying that them underperforming in this sense is a deviation from the norm, then it just seems like
underperforming. It seems there's some typical.
Speaking, by the way, I'm not done.
Wait, no, you cut me off first. I don't know why you said you're not finished speaking. You cut me off first, so I'm going to finish what the hell I was talking about.
Just an observation.
Right. So I don't know what the conversational norms are in Section 8, but typically we don't cut people off when they're speaking, right? So what we're going to do here is I'm going to finish my point before you try cutting me off again because you're ass.
I'm not really lying, bro. Whoever's the mod muting him, bro? Chill, bro. I'm not.
I don't know why
I'm not the one muting. I'm not the one muting.
I know.
You need to stop cutting you off. If you're gonna cut me off, don't whine about me cutting you off.
You're just complaining like a little bitch. That's what I've been
trying to do if he's not cutting me off.
The reason why the margin of error is relevant is just because the margin of error can give you the feasible reasons and rejecting.
Oh my days.
Bro, Zing, finish that.
Cat, are you done speaking, bitch ass nigga?
That nigga so once had to say a bunch of nothing.
Getting blown out.
Literally, bro. Nigga can't. He finished talking. Anyway, so like I said, obviously I agree characters aren't always at full power. That's fine, right? The issue is that those things are typically going to be attributed to things like, say, emotional states, things like other hindrances that I don't know why those would be present within Maharaga, especially given they're just not shown to be present. Also, the reason why it would be a deviation from the norm is because typically when we talk about someone underperforming, overperforming, or regularly performing, right? That's typically the way in which we would compare that is to a regular type of performance. There's some type of median and there's some type of average performance. Okay?
Bro, Zane got live restricted. Seriously. Bro.
You can let him back up. You just gotta drop him.
Yeah, speeding, by the way. That was terrible. But I just want to flag that he didn't respond to the point about how where he's deriving the normativity from. Also, even if it's the case that I take underperforming to just be where you're performing in a way that's not relevant towards your top state. So if he's using underperforming in this way where you're doing something that's not of average, then you would have to justify that it is the case that this person he's watching fight is giving an average performance relevant towards the fictional narrative. And then the last point I want to say is
the response for that.
No, you didn't, by the way.
But
even
wait, so if he concluded right here, the response wouldn't be on recording.
Yeah, you didn't respond, by the way.
Oh, so we can conclude right here. You didn't track. And then after the debate, I'll walk you through where the
you want to lose 3 minutes in? You want to lose like 5 minutes into the debate? I don't understand. Like, you're concluding this fast? You want to lose this fast?
Wait, yeah, because you mistracked horribly because
I don't know why you want to lose
you're
this
good
fast
when you're really not. Yeah, we can conclude right now. I don't know why you're like trying to dissuade me from concluding.
Even if it's the case that I mistracked,
just end it here, bro. It's concluded. Let's just get Kylo versus Polar now, man.
Wait, I wasn't finished. Even if it is the case that I mistracked, that obviously doesn't determine.
I don't care, bro.
No lie, you definitely lost that, but
no, the reason I think he mistracked is because he gave some type of response to like the median argument, but he doesn't give an actual response.